नमस्कार दोस्तों। वेलकम टू आई टी लाइफ हसल यूट्यूब चैनल। आज मैं आपके लिए बहुत ही मज़ेदार और इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक लाया हूँ। डेवलपर वर्सेस सपोर्ट रोल, विच वन यू शुड इफ़ यू आर अ फ्रेशर। Okay, so first of all, it completely depends on your company or what requirements it has. So you have very little say in that. Okay, but as a fresher, we generally want developer role. Okay, we tend to aspire for developer role. So why is that? The thing is, developer sounds more techy, fancy. It's like बोलने में अच्छा लगता है, क्या हूँ, डेवलपर हूँ. एंड वर्सेस सपोर्ट्स साउंड्स लाइक नॉट मच टेकी फैंसी, और बोलने में भी क्या करते, सपोर्ट 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 करता हूँ. तो ये साइकोलॉजी की वजह से people want to be a developer. Okay, it's if I do analogy with cricket, it's like most of us like to do batting. Okay, but very few enjoy bowling aspect of the cricket. Whereas bowling and batting both are very important in the game of cricket. Okay, without one, other cannot happen. Okay, so it's the same thing here. If you see Indian IT industry, like it's more of a service-based industry. So 70 to 80% of IT jobs are related to some kind of support project, whereas only 10 to 15% is real development work happening. Okay, and also companies earn more by maintaining the project rather than developing the project itself. Okay, so this is our Indian IT industry. Um, okay, so should you get upset or sad if you land up on a support role which which is having higher chances? Okay, so let's discuss on this. Okay, what are pros and cons of both the roles? Okay, so okay, for developer role, I will say for developer role you should have in-depth knowledge of whichever technology you will be working on. Okay, um, you should have in-depth knowledge in and out of that language. uh, you should be very well versed with the coding standards, design patterns, and there are many other things apart from just coding in the development role. Okay, the testing part, again debugging, so many things are there. So you should be a quick learner, as the sprint cycle generally is of 2 to 3 weeks. So every 2 to 3 weeks you will get a new list of features that you have to implement. uh, it will be a little bit steep and long learning curve, and from day one your accountability will be very high in development role. Okay, as whoever pushes the code right to the repository, uh, he is the main responsible for quality of that code. Okay, the implementation of that code, is it according to the acceptance criteria and all that. Okay, so yeah, responsibility is more, the stress is also a little bit more, I will say, as you are always on your toes uh, to learn so many things in short span of time. Okay, um, one more pro I will say is you will generally have a general shift. Okay, uh, and your starting salary as a developer could be less as compared to a support project. Okay, since in support projects there are generally allowances for morning, night, general, or afternoon shifts, so that brings some salary difference also. Okay, so this is about the support roles. Okay, uh, if you say about the support roles response pros and cons. Okay, so support projects are mostly like you should understand the system, the how the business workflow happens, the architect of the whole process, or the process cycle, I will say. Okay, so multiple jobs run in a day. Okay, for the project whatever you are in. Okay, you should be like be aware of the risk of, suppose one job fails, then what could be the future effects of that on the downstream services. So it could be very risky also. So it may cost company a lot of money if you goof up in anything. Okay, but yes, as a fresher you will have minimum accountability in the project, since you um, have a learning curve ahead of you and you won't be knowing the in and out of the system. So for that, always your seniors will be available in a shift. So in every shift, one senior guy will be there, so main responsibility will be his only. Okay, but yeah, one day you will be on his position also. Okay, so yeah, mostly you won't be getting more exposure on the coding side. Okay, you should be aware of the business workflow in the support projects. Okay, there in support project there are generally L1, L2. Okay, L1s are the ones who generally handle uh, low level of queries or access uh, access granting IM roles. Okay, like those. And L2 are like more serious things, like some bug or some uh, job gets failed. Okay, so that comes to the L2 guys. And if there is some bug in the code, okay, which support guys find, they will pass on to the development team. Generally, it's called L3 team in support projects. Okay, so the stress level is less in support project as a fresher, I will say. Um but you have to do more of a repetitive work. Okay, uh, and you may get bored of it sometimes. Yeah. Another thing is you will have to work in shifts, so morning, afternoon, night shift, which uh, which could be like some people may not like it. Okay, but you have to do no matter what. Okay, um, there are some pros also, like for night shift or afternoon shift you will get morning shift, you will get some extra allowances. Okay, but especially with respect to night shift, right? uh, I won't recommend it doing, as it will disturb your natural body cycle. Okay, our body wants to sleep at night and work in daytime only. Okay, so I will advise to generally avoid the night shift. So yeah, support role are generally longer tenure. Okay, so development will be of length like 6 month, 6 month, 1 year, 2 years. Okay, some big projects they may go to 4 5 years also. But support projects are like decades, they go on for decades. So stability is more in support project, I will say. If you don't want every couple of weeks new things to discover or new things to think of implementation, then support is a correct role for you, I will say. Okay, uh, but as you get experience, right, uh, as a developer you can ask more. Okay, because you will be generally that's the trend in the industry itself. Developer guys after one level of experience do get more in hand uh, vis-a-vis support role person. Okay, so that's the thing. But yeah, it's up to you, it's up to you how you want to live your life. Okay, so in support you may have to come on Saturdays also. Okay, so uh, and in developer role, right, you will have flexibility of work from home, and it will be less in support roles, I will say. mm, yeah, so these are the major differences in both the roles. Okay, it's totally up to you what you prefer. uh, I will suggest to have experience of both the roles. As I said, if I give my example, when I was a fresher, like 4 5 years ago, I landed up obviously in a support project. But within 6 7 months, I got released and I switched to a development project. Okay. Uh, the main reason was I am incapable of waking up early for morning shift. So that was my main reason. Uh, yeah, jokes apart. Um, so if you take my suggestion, right, it your first project doesn't matter if it is a support role or development role. If it is a development role and you want to become a developer, then it's well and good. But suppose you want to become a developer and it's a support project, then don't be sad. Okay, whatever comes your way. See, every project, especially the your first project, will have a ton of things uh, to teach you. Okay, the business flow, how things work on the support level, how the architect of a project is. So you can learn a lot, learn everything that the project has to offer you. Okay, and then when you are ready for your switch, okay, obviously you will get your chance. Okay, so just be ready for that moment, I will say. And yeah, so if you have your opinion, okay, if you differ from my opinion, please free feel to comment on the comment section. I will love to hear that. uh, and yeah, thank you for listening. If you like my content, please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to have some more information inside out, you can contact me on the contact number I have provided. Okay, yeah, thank you guys, thank you.